and red. We're just gonna do the whole thing, like just go in, like we're just talking and everybody's just joining us.
Oh,
Like
we're just like in the middle of like when you walk into a party and people are talking already. I like
that's how
that.
we've been doing it.
Yeah, really? Okay, I
We
like
just
it. It
never stop
works.
talking. Like we're here before the show starts, and we just never stop talking. And
And we
then
just
it's just like, oh, hi,
here
you
we
just
are.
walked up to us.
You're hilarious. You are hilarious.
Oh, but you need to entertain everybody, and I'll go over to the group and give everybody the everyone tag so that they know we're here.
Please
And
do.
then we
Yeah,
will
that's a
get
good idea.
started with our
Hi
whole
everyone. I you want me to entertain them for real? Okay,
yeah.
hi, I'm Denise and Bessie, CEO and founder of Muscle Mix Music and Vibes Music. Vibes is our brand new app that came out almost a year ago. And it is an app with real music by real artists, Taylor Swift, Dua Lipa, Ariana Grande, whatever you name it. We have 2 million songs on the app, and the app allows you, the fitness instructor, to change tempo, create mixes that are like a DJ nonstop. So that's what I got going on.
All
Kelly
right.
Culture, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm back. I'm back. Okay, before I introduce myself, I
Oh,
have I
okay.
have two things to say when I introduce myself, so I'm
Oh,
going to do
okay.
this first. I am
Please.
going to say, um, today we're talking about social sales.
Mm,
So, here's kind of what we're talking about today. I have a friend who went and spent like 6 months creating this program. He spent like every dime he had, and he was doing like all of this tech setup, and he was making a website and doing an email system, doing branding, and he was spending every spare minute into creating video lessons. And then he
mm.
goes to launch this thing, and it's
Dead in the water.
beautiful. What's that?
Dead in the water.
Dead in the water. It was lovely, beautiful, like a piece of art. The branding was right, the website was right, but he had never talked to anybody about it. He had never like had conversations. He had never done any market research. He had never been in community with his people. So he had
Mhm,
no idea like what really was gonna
mhm.
sell about this thing he had created.
Okay.
So um that is kind of what I see a lot of people doing when they'll either come out of like my 3-day make money as a coach program, or they'll be like, I want an app, right? Like Passion Dan is out there saying, oh, you just need to have an app and you're just going to make $1 million. And
Mm,
I don't mean to call out Passion Dan, but there are a
mm,
lot of people who will just sell you tech or sell you branding or sell you all these things and tell
mhm.
you that's going to make your business. And it's
Okay.
not true.
Okay. All right.
So that's one reason I'm really, really passionate about social selling.
All
The
right.
other reason is that people need a process to follow every week, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Okay.
Today we're going to talk about social selling, like what it is, how it works, why you need to understand this skill set, why you need to learn this skill set, and then also today, 1 hour from now, so at 4 o'clock, I'm going to go live on Zoom, and I'm going to
Mhm.
do like a lesson on social selling, and then
Nice.
I'm going to do a live Q&A. So if you are
Mm.
picking up what I'm laying down, if you're smelling what I'm cooking, give your email address in the comments, and then I will add you to that list so that you can have the details for that Zoom event.
Okay. And that's free.
Mhm.
The Zoom
That
event is free.
it is this is all free. This is me loving you.
All right. Sounds good. Me loving you. I like it.
Me loving my peeps.
And this is all right. And I'm going to interview about all this. Do you want to just jump right into the interview, or do you want to go over our best things
No, I
before we
wanna talk
start?
best things, and I wanna introduce myself too. So,
Please do.
if you don't know me, I am Kelly Coulter. I am completely obsessed with helping fitness pros make money. There are far too many of us who are out there working per session or per hour, and we're
Hmm.
going broke, and I don't wanna see it happening anymore. So,
Hmm.
I train on how to create programs so that you can create sustainable, efficient income.
Love
That's
it.
what I do.
Love it.
The
Very
other thing
cool.
I wanted to say when I introduced myself today, I feel like I'm like soapboxing here.
That's okay.
Just all over
Go
it.
for it. Go for it. You're on a roll.
I want to say this. I want to call out Denise and say Denise does not give herself enough credit.
Wow. Okay. Where'd this come
So
from?
Denise always says, like, I have the Vibes app, right? No, no, no. Denise is like the de facto licensing expert in the industry.
Well, thank
When
you.
you have questions about music licensing, you go to Denise. Denise
Yeah.
has more education on the subject, more coaching, more experts behind her in her. She has invested all of the time and all the money into doing a partnership with Universal Music, right?
Thank you.
And yes.
I appreciate that. Instead of me blabbing out, what my product is what you're basically saying. Say what
Well,
else you
no,
want.
you know what I'm saying is,
Yeah, yeah,
there are a lot of products out there right now that are, like, doing it wrong, and you and I see them because we're
sure,
talking to people about music a lot. If
sure.
somebody is coming to you and telling you, like, "I'm gonna give you this FTP site, and you're gonna, like, download it on the DL, and
Uh-huh.
it's gonna be, like, okay," like, you know,
Smell
not
of fish.
even guaranteeing
Yeah,
that it's legal because it's not legal, you guys. It
that's
is
right.
not legal if somebody is asking you to FTP stuff off of a
Yeah,
site, that is not legal. You
right,
are
right.
putting your business at risk. You are going to get in trouble, possibly get fined. If
That's true.
somebody is coming to you, what are some of the other things that we've seen? Like, I don't
Uh,
know. You know what? If you have questions, the
yeah, yeah.
only actual licensed way to get music is Vibes, as far as
Thank
for
you.
video on demand
Thank
for
you. Yes,
fitness.
it is for fitness. Yes, I appreciate that. Well, thank you, Kelly. I really appreciate that. And it's a tough subject, and
Mhm.
people have a reason to be confused because it is very confusing. So,
It is so much
yeah.
gray area. And that's
And
kinda
it's
why that came up, is we were talking about one of those gray areas over the weekend,
mhm,
and I
mhm.
was encouraging Denise. I was like, "Denise, if anybody knows, it's you, so, like, don't doubt yourself."
There was something that my daughter was watching on TikTok yesterday. The song "Unstoppable" by Sia? Maybe you do.
Mhm,
Anyway,
mm.
it's somebody took the melody and did cat meows. Meow, 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 meow. The whole song is with meows. I'm not gonna sing it, but so my daughter said, "Why did they just do one version? They could have done a bunch of other versions." And I said, "Because it cost them money to cover that. So meow, 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 meow,
You're like, "They can't afford the licensing on
meow."
that."
Can't afford the licensing on additional meow songs.
I used to have a song that I played when I taught, cycle in person, and it was like this EDM kind of song, and it was like, "Dun, dun, 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 dun." Anyways, it builds
Right.
and builds and builds, and then it gets to, like, the top, like, where it's gonna, like, the beat's gonna
Plateau.
drop,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's this cat going, "Meow."
For real?
Yes, and then the whole chorus is like, "Meow, meow, meow, meow."
Write a comment if you want us to do a meow music workout.
Oh my
Workout music.
gosh, that would be
No,
amazing.
that's a little much. But anyway, yeah. And here's the other thing that's interesting. So, if you are a TikTok follower or TikTok consumer, you'll notice that they're taking popular songs and speeding them up. I'm talking really fast. Remember, we used to call it chipmunk? Well, they're doing it on purpose.
And then people are, like, lip syncing to them?
Or it's background music or something like that. Yeah, like they did that with Lady Gaga recently. So I asked Universal Music, I said, how are they getting around that? And they said, believe it or not, we have a whole department on that. It's so popular that they have a whole department on how to license songs sped up to like 180, 200 beats per minute. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah. So there's the meow and then there's the speeding up.
I
Anywho,
love it. Wow, okay, so cat music. Who knew?
cat music. Anybody? Anybody? I don't think so.
So what were your best things this week?
All right. We have to talk about the eclipse. I mean, I think that's the best for both of us, right?
Mhm.
I had so much fun though. I'm just going to selfishly say, creating an eclipse playlist. I had such a blast doing that. And
I
it came
love
out pretty
it.
good. We had a couple of people comment on our group and how much they loved it, and I was listening to it all day. I mean, it was just so fun. But the eclipse itself, how did you see it? We saw it, I don't know what percentage, but I think it was somebody said it was 63% what we saw.
Okay.
It
I
was
think we were like
beautiful.
77 for some reason in South Carolina.
Really? Wasn't it beautiful?
It was so cool, yes. I ran
It
up to my
was
friend's house, and she was having, like, appetizers by the pool, and,
mm,
we had the black glasses, and we
glasses,
watched it
yeah.
for a few yeah, it was really fun.
That's
Well, here's the
amazing.
thing too, I was on a Zoom with Christine Conti, who is the
Ah,
IDEA, um
instructor of
instructor of
the
the
year.
year, and we were kind of planning some collaboration stuff, and then it started happening, and I was like, "Christine, do you see how the light's changing? The eclipse is starting," and then her kids started coming in, and they're going, "Mom, the eclipse," and so I was like, "We gotta go.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
can't
we got to go. We
let this
can't have yeah,
go
yeah, yeah. No, we should have started this show with those glasses on, actually,
Oh my god,
in
you think of the
hindsight.
best stuff.
That's what we should have done. But yeah, so I just thought it was like it was what you see when you see a quarter moon, but it was a quarter sun. That's what we
Yes.
saw in
Yes.
Orlando, Florida. So,
Mhm.
but some people had it all covered. It was an amazing day. We need some happiness in the
Mhm.
news. We need happiness,
Fun.
positive vibes in the news. We need things that bring us together. I'm getting on my soapbox.
I
Things
love
that
it.
bring us together.
Mhm.
I'm all for it. I'm
I
all
love
for
it.
kumbaya, Kelly.
So speaking of kumbaya, let's talk
Yeah.
about Taylor Swift.
All right. I have to say, I had a Donna Kelsey sighting. Oh my God. So I live in a little community called Baldwin Park in Orlando.
Mhm.
And I found out recently, don't ask, I swear I'm not a stalker, but I found out recently that Donna Kelsey, Taylor Swift's boyfriend's mother, has a condo in my community. I'm like, come on, she's not going to have a condo. Anyway, I looked it up, and lo and behold, they're actually in the sons' names, both football players' names, and her name. So all
Like
three of
you
them.
like you stalked this, like, in
Oh,
the public records?
you can look it up in public records. Yeah, because I wanted to make sure this was really true. So my daughter and I went by and said, "Let's go find the house. See what we can find." And there was nothing. It was just a condo, and that was it. Out of my mind. Well, I'm at a street fair in my neighborhood on Friday night, packed with people. Everybody just acting normal, going about their business. And right there is Donna Kelsey, and she's so recognizable. I mean, she's a celebrity in her own right now. And the one part of me said, I'm gonna go up to her and get a picture. And I'm like, no, don't do that, Denise. That's lame. Yeah, you can't do that to people. She was just having sushi, talking to somebody, having a good time. And but yeah, I'm
Oh
this
my
much
gosh.
closer to Taylor Swift.
Just a few degrees of separation.
Just a few now.
But I get that, like, you don't wanna miss your opportunity to go up and say hi, but then also you're like, "I don't wanna be that person."
Yeah, I didn't want to bother her.
We
She
were
was
at
perfectly low key, down low. Even though she's, like, almost 6 feet tall, she was
Oh, yeah,
huge.
you were telling me that.
Yeah,
I mean, she's
yeah,
got huge sons, so yeah.
yeah, and, of course, my sister said, "Did she have heels on?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, I didn't check her feet," but she was super tall, and she gave me a big smile, and I gave her a smile back as if we
Mhm.
recognized each other, but we didn't.
Hey, maybe she's watched the show.
Anyway, so that's what I've got for the week. Eclipse and Donna Kelsey. What do you have?
I love it. Well, I was gonna show my gua sha. I've been trying to do it for weeks, and then I forgot to bring it up here, so I'm not gonna show it, but I'll show
All
it.
right.
Maybe that's why my face is red because I did that.
I don't know what gua sha is, but we'll put a pin in it till next week.
Yeah. It's like a thing. You know how I'm into all my, like,
Yes,
things
you
for the
are.
face.
You
Yeah,
are in all
so
your things. Yeah.
ooh, I'll tell you another face thing, that
Okay.
I do, and this is a little weird, you guys. I wanna hear what you have to say because I've run this by a few dermatologists. It's kinda like my thing, and
Are you a
I'm
closet
gonna
dermatologist? But keep going.
mm.
I think you are. I think you're a closet dermatologist. You really secretly
I
want to
could
do
be.
that. Yeah, I know. I know.
So, I have to stop doing it because it's April and I'm gonna be going out in the sun too much, but when it starts to be fall after the summer's over, I'll go in the bathtub and I'll take a half a lemon and I will just put lemon juice all over my face.
Okay. Is that
like
bad?
once
That's not
a
bad.
week, every week, and it like
Hmm,
bleaches out my freckles and it eats away
really?
all the wrinkles, kind of brightens my skin.
Really?
And I've had some people try it that said it feels like stingy and doesn't feel stingy to me at all. But I think it
Interesting.
depends on how sensitive your skin is.
Yeah, I don't think I could do something like that. I had a facial once and I thought I was gonna die.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad.
Just a
I
regular
can't
facial?
I don't know. It was my only kind of facial. I don't know what to compare it to, but I know that when I used to have my mustache bleached, somebody said no way.
No way. Wait, I
Used to
love that.
blow up,
There it
and
is.
no way. Anyway, well, that's
I
interesting.
do.
Let's
I
find out. Let's
let
have a
the
whole
lemon
conversation
just
about.
completely eat all the wrinkles off and eat all
Okay,
the so that'll be my favorite thing because I can't do it anymore, now that the sun's starting to come out.
that should be our hashtag. Hashtag eat the wrinkles away.
Eat the wrinkles.
I love it. I love it. All right. So Kelly, we are here today to talk to the one and only Kelly Coulter. I'm interviewing you now. I just
Mm.
switched. I'm
Yes.
doing DJ voice. So Kelly, we
See,
are here.
somebody else has done it. Wait. All right, that's what
Oh
I'm talking about.
wow.
No, I remember
Oh, they
in
want to hear
16
about this.
Candles, she was doing it on her elbows. Do you remember that movie and the girl's, like, about to get married, she's in the bathtub, and she's, like,
Oh.
doing, like,
Lemons on
lemon on
her
her
on her.
elbows?
Okay, so I want you to talk to me more about this next week
Okay.
because I'm a skeptic of anything to do with skincare. I'm a skeptic.
Really?
I just think it's a bunch of BS.
I'm an addict.
I know,
I've
but I
been
want
doing, like, high-end wrinkle cream around my eyes since I was 17.
I wanna know you're like my daughter. I wanna know I wanna see proof. I need scientific proof this stuff really makes a difference.
Okay, well, if you guys are feeling brave, I'm not gonna tell you to try it because I don't wanna get, like, sued, but,
Yeah.
if you do try it, you'll have to let us know, and I see
Okay.
somebody was asking, "Do you see it immediately?"
Yeah, do
I
you see it
feel like
immediately?
yeah, like, I let it soak in for, like, 5 minutes, and then I take, this Trader Joe's microdermabrasion scrub, which is, like, a
Oh
little
my
bit
god.
gritty and sandy, and I, like, scrub my face really
Oh,
good,
that would
get
hurt
all
me.
that, and then I put, like, a good lotion on, and I
And
feel like
okay,
my
so
skin
it's
looks brighter.
all right, so it feels good, but does it do anything?
Yeah, I feel like my skin looks brighter, and I definitely think it bleaches, like,
Hmm.
discoloration. Because in the summer, I get kinda dark.
Hmm. Okay. Interesting. I got nothing to say because I don't know. It's not been a part of my life like it's been yours. But I think that's great. I'd like to know more. If I can rub some lemon on me and get rid of these little wrinkles right here, I'd be very happy.
That and the gua sha that I'll show you next week.
Okay. Okay. Let's do it. I don't know
Okay,
what gua sha is, but all right. Shall we get into social selling?
let's do it.
Okay. So,
Okay.
Kelly Coulter.
I
Um,
told Denise to just interview me.
yes, I want to interview you. So tell me more about social selling. The first thing I think of when I hear social selling, I think of social media and
Mhm.
using leveraging social media to sell your service or product. Am I right?
Yes, yes. So I like to think of social selling as the art and science of using social media to sell. So I think
Okay.
we all do a version of this where we're like out there and like maybe we like post a form video like this is how you do a proper squat or we think we're like building our brand and the awareness of our brand by like being out there and just kind of showing what we do. But
Okay.
most of us don't really know how to take it from that to an actual sale. And there's a whole strategy there, involving social engagement, consistency, following up. And that's what most people don't understand.
Well,
And
I'm gonna compare this to pickleball.
okay. Yes.
Here's why. Okay, I'm new to the game. I'm new to any kind of racket sports. But I want to know, just like when I used to teach group fitness and when I teach a group fitness class or if I do yoga, I want to know what's the choreography. How are you supposed to do this, right?
Yeah.
But people that are new at pickleball for years, they don't know strategy. They're just out there. Ball comes to them, they hit it back. Ball comes to them, they hit it back. And they're very good at it. but what's the strategy behind it? What is the there you maybe get lucky like 5 times hitting the ball back,
Mhm.
but the 6th time, 7th time, 8th time, or as you advance anyway, I'm comparing it to pickleball because that's the only thing I think of, but you have to have intention and strategy in all marketing, right? Not just social
Yes.
marketing, media, social selling,
Yeah.
because I loved what the term you used the other day about spray and pray. I love that term because that's a marketing technique, isn't it? I mean, spray and pray.
I mean, it is a market. It's not a
If you
good
have
one,
the it's not a good one if you have the money to waste, but, yeah,
Yeah, so
so
spray and pray is like when you are just out there posting, just hoping like somebody's gonna see it and contact you and say, "I
right,
want what you have to offer."
right,
And, there's like varying degrees of spray and pray too, because some people will like really understand who their customer is, and so they're kind of spraying just for their customers. They're gonna do better than
right.
people who are just like out there going, I teach bar classes to
That's true.
anybody that will listen.
That's true. That's true. So tell
So
me, what do you want to accomplish during this today? Do you want to give some tidbits? Do you want to give
I do,
some
I do.
okay.
I'll tell you guys kind of like what the evolution has been for me over the last 4 years, and I think that can help you start to think through your process of social selling, and then
Okay.
also you guys, any if you're listening to this, you are invited at 4 o'clock. I'm gonna come back on, I'm gonna go on Zoom, and I'm gonna do a live lesson, and then I'm gonna do Q&A,
Okay.
and just drop your email address here or direct message it to me if you're nervous about putting it on the internet. And
Mhm.
I will get that information over to you for that Zoom at
4 p.m. Eastern time, by the
4
way.
p.m.
4
Eastern.
p.m.
So it's
Eastern
3
time.
p.m. Eastern for me and Denise. So right after this, I'll take a break, go hug my daughter, and then I'll come back on
Okay.
and do the social selling lesson.
Oh, okay. So what do you want to give us a couple of takeaways today?
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
All right. So
So
what's
let me tell you first, here's
yeah,
how
the
this has
background, what led you to
evolved
this?
for me over
Yeah.
the last, couple years.
Yeah.
Whoa, I lost my screen. There we go. All right, so I started my coaching business in 2020, and before
Mhm.
that, I did, websites and online marketing, so I already was a little bit ahead of the curve. I
Sure.
also had a Facebook group already, and it had,
Mm.
like, 3,500 fitness
Mm.
professionals in it. And that
Okay.
was just because I love the industry. I've been an instructor
Right.
for forever, and we used to just like share tips there.
Okay.
So a lot of people would think, hey, big advantage, right?
Yeah.
But the truth is, without any kind of strategy of how to use that Facebook group to bring in
Mm.
clients, it
Right.
never did anything for me. Never.
Oh,
I never,
okay.
you would be so surprised. You would think that having a group of 3 or 4,000 fitness professionals, you'd be able to monetize it in some way. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it was just aggravation every week, like, people complaining to me, people
Yeah,
yelling at me
yeah.
because I didn't put up their post. It was just, like,
Right, 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 right.
total time suck.
Sure. Sure.
And so in 2020, when I started coming on and telling people, like, "This is how you do a Zoom, and this is how you get paid through PayPal, and this is how you
Right.
can keep serving your clients through the pandemic," that was when I knew I had to get serious, and so I hired a social media business coach and really
Mm.
started using that Facebook group in the way that it needed to be used. So that was kind of the
Oh,
beginning of, like, my social selling process. And
very
so
cool.
then I was kinda like, partying along, teaching all
Yeah,
my things,
yeah.
and then last year, almost a year ago today, on April 14th, we moved into this new house, and then, like, a couple other things happened, some medical stuff with the family, blah, blah, blah. My life just, like, exploded, and
Okay.
my business was already kinda stressful because the product suite had gotten out of line, and I was doing too much one-on-one coaching.
Mhm, mhm.
And I had to revamp everything about my business over the last, like,
Yeah.
12 months because
Okay.
it had just gotten too stressful.
Sure, sure.
So what I came up with, over the last year is what I'm starting to call my social sales playlist, because, you can take a playlist,
Mm.
you can put it on repeat, and it'll play over and over and over again.
Wait, are you being literal or are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm being, I don't know, literal, like my playlist. So I know what I need to do on Monday, right? Like
Okay,
I have non-negotiables, what I need to do on Monday. I know what I need to
okay,
do on Tuesday. I know what I need to do on Wednesday. Like this tiny list of things.
gotcha.
But when
Okay.
I do them that on repeat every week,
Hmm.
my
It
audience
converts. It
grows.
converts. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's what I'm starting to just dive into teaching to other people because it's
Oh,
been so, so valuable and so helpful to
yeah.
me.
I love that. I love that. All right. You want to give us some tips,
I
nuggets, as you call them?
think the first nugget I want to give you is know that posting your offer is not enough. That is
Right.
not a strategy.
Right.
So we talk about that a lot inside the 3-day training that I do, which I'm doing again next week, you guys. That
All
link is
right.
right below my name right here. We
Okay.
talk about that a little bit there, but we're going to go into a lot more detail in the training that I'm doing today at 4 o'clock.
Mm, okay.
Um, posting about the offer is more like contributing to the white noise that's out there on social
Yeah.
media than
Yeah.
it is serving your business.
Right. Right.
Really,
And
you need to have a strategy.
when you say the word offer, because I know that you use it differently than the way I use it. Offer means you're offering what your product
Mm,
or service is, not a
yes.
sale, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, it's one thing to like just have a thing, like I'm going to teach class or,
Sure.
contact me for personal training. The first step in what I teach is about having a program. And so when I think about your program, I think that as your offer. And sometimes I'll talk about it as like a Tiffany's blue box with like their dream result inside the blue box. And so like you're going to
Hmm.
offer them this blue box.
Gotcha. Okay. I like that. So yes, putting up your offer is definitely not enough,
It's
and
not a strategy.
it's not a strategy. And I think, tell me if I'm wrong, the way I've looked at it over the years is that it doesn't by just putting up your offer on your social site, it doesn't say how what's in it for me to the user,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
It more
Yeah.
says, here I am, big deal. What
Yeah.
you if the if the post instead said, how can we save you time choreographing or
Mhm.
whatever, if
Yeah.
it said something very specific like that, now all of a sudden it's a benefit to the person watching
Yeah.
or reading, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think that's what, at least that's what sucks me in when I'm scrolling?
Mhm.
Well, number one, is it going to entertain me? I always love to watch funny things and entertaining things, dance, ballet.
Mhm.
But then if there's a benefit to me and it's talking to me about something I need without selling me at first, I'm
Yes.
gonna I'm gonna keep listening.
Yeah. And
Is that
so
right?
there's I love the way you just described all that. There is strategy
Okay.
behind all of that. If you
Okay.
can come in at the place where you're asking them about something and they're going,
Right.
"Hey, yeah, that's me." Now you've got
Oh.
engagement. So
Oh.
the real key at the very beginning is finding the right questions to ask. People wanna talk about themselves, they don't want you selling them
They don't
anything.
want you selling them. Exactly. You're right.
Yeah.
You are so right. Um, I read a book, The Purple Cow, years ago. You probably
Mhm.
read that, Seth
Seth
Godin. And I
Godin.
love I loved when he wrote Long Live Marketing. Marketing is dead because back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, even part of the
Mhm.
80s, we would sit in our living rooms. Everybody would watch the same 3 to 5 TV channels,
Yeah.
and they would bombard us. Talk about spray. They bombard us with advertising. Drink this
Mhm.
Coke, use this detergent, use this laundry detergent,
Yeah.
wash with this soap.
Yeah.
And it was they just took a chance and like sprayed it out there. Here you go, everybody,
Pray and
right?
pray, yeah.
Spray and pray. But that type of marketing, that's why he said the purple cow thing. That type of marketing is dead.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't. Remember, we used to get the AOL. I don't know how old you are, but those of you who
The
got the
disc in the
AOL
mail.
disc in the mail, talk about spray and pray.
You
Ay,
know what
ay,
the
ay.
ultimate spray and pray for me was the Cola Wars in the '80s and '90s, where Coke would spend millions of dollars on a celebrity endorsement, and they would do these commercials, like that's where Michael Jackson got his
Michael
hair lit on
Jackson,
fire
Pepsi.
was
Yep.
during a
Mhm.
Pepsi commercial.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so they would spend millions of dollars on the production of the commercial, millions of dollars on the celebrity, and
That's right.
it had nothing to do with soda. It was
I know. It's true.
But
It's
then if
true.
you saw what Mountain Dew did, Mountain Dew was like, "We don't have millions of dollars. How do we compete?" They figured out who their customer was and spoke just to their customer.
Ah, did they? I never read
Yeah.
that.
So when
Case
you think
study.
about Mountain Dew, what do you think about? You think about, like, extreme sports and,
Yeah, sure.
um,
Sure.
like, dancing taxidermy and, like,
Right.
crazy, more edgy kind of things because they
True.
knew who their client was.
No, it's true. God, we could go on and on about this, but you're right. I mean, back then, I mean, it was also the shoe companies, Nike and all them pouring in millions of dollars
Mm.
into, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so the way that your market has changed, and
Mhm.
really, because when people say social media marketing, I mean, marketing's marketing. It's kind of all the
Mhm.
same stuff. It's just how you deliver it, right?
Well,
And
here's the
also
other
how you
thing that a
consume it,
lot
how you consume it, how you deliver it. Go ahead.
Yeah. And the way that we consume marketing, you're right, is very, very, very different. People are so leery of being sold, especially on social media. They're tired of
Mm,
it, but they
mm,
aren't tired of having conversations about their own needs,
that's right. That's
which
right.
kind of brings me to like the big tip number two, which is
Okay.
you, I'm going to
Uh-oh.
say this to like 90% of us because some of us, I could be wrong, but I'm probably not. You do not have a refined enough message to make Facebook ads work for you.
So you're saying don't do Facebook ads. Is
Don't
that
do
what you're
Facebook
saying?
ads. Don't do
Okay.
Facebook ads. Okay, so here's what happens. A
Why?
lot of people
Yeah.
start like, okay, I took Kelly's training. I've got a program. I'm ready to start selling it. Now I'm going to go do Facebook ads. And so they do an ad and it's like got their offer in it, right? And then they're like,
Okay.
I just invested $1,500 in Facebook ads and I didn't
So
get any
expensive.
clients.
Okay.
Facebook ads only work to amplify a message that is already resonating. So if you already
Mm.
have something that you're saying to people that does
Mm.
work to get their attention, then you might have a
Mm.
chance at Facebook ads working for you.
So it's like an image ad, is that what you would call it? I don't know.
So, well, you mean as far as like why people do Facebook ads?
Well, like when you said amplify a message. So to me, that's like, putting your logo on a water bottle or something. There's no way to track it or, it's just image. It's just getting the brand name out there. Is
I
that
mean,
what
you
you
can
mean by
definitely
amplify?
see how many people see your Facebook
Oh,
ads,
okay.
so it is
Okay.
a little bit different, like, that's called
Okay.
brand recognition.
That's
A
true.
lot of people think that's what they're doing on social
So
media
what do you
is
mean
brand
then by
recognition.
amplification? What do you mean by
Okay, I
amplifying?
guess what I'm saying is that we as coaches, service providers, we are direct marketers, so we need everything that
Okay.
we do to, like, work and bring in a result.
Mm,
We
okay.
can't afford to just do brand recognition.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So if let's say I work with people who just got a pre-diabetes diagnosis and I do a
Okay.
Facebook ad and it's like really funny and engaging and it talks about having a pre-diabetes diagnosis and people love it and they listen.
Okay.
That's one thing. That might work. I might
Oh.
have a message that really speaks to people at that stage
Um,
of the game.
I gotcha. Okay. I
But
like
what
that.
most people are doing is like, here's how you do a proper squat, buy from me.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And it
Okay.
doesn't work,
No.
right?
All right. Okay.
So don't do Facebook ads.
And I think you're saying it like that because, and I've had this experience, I've learned the hard way, it's very expensive.
It is. It's very
And to get a
expensive,
return on that
and it's getting
investment,
more expensive every day.
is that right? Yeah. I think that's why you're saying that because if it was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's pretty affordable and you just, then no
Mhm.
biggie. But because it's so expensive,
Mhm.
well, expense is relative. If you get your money back, who cares what the expense is if you get your
Mhm.
return on your investment? But the return, it's very difficult to get your return on investment.
I wanna speak to that because I was just on the phone with somebody today and we
Yeah.
were talking about exactly that. So she was like, she's been researching coaches, and I knew that she has. I've seen her like
Mm,
asking questions. I've been in conversation with her for a little bit. And
okay.
so she said, I've got all these people that are jumping on calls with me and they're like, we're gonna get you to $25,000 a month in like 3 months and blah blah blah.
Mm,
And I was like, yeah, they might, but what they're not telling you is you're going to be spending $26,000 on Facebook ads, or you're going to be spending
mm,
$3,000 on Facebook ads.
yeah, yeah.
I was talking to a friend of mine the other day whose business is at over 1 million and it is not yet profitable because they're spending so much on Facebook
The
ads.
advertising, yeah, that's
Mhm,
rough. I know people who do that with Google ads. It's kind of the same
mhm,
thing, I guess. But I am a
mhm.
sucker for Facebook ads. I'm a user that watches those ads. I do. I look at them. They mean
Some of them
something
are
to me.
great.
They're great. Yeah.
The
But
guys who did the first Lumi commercials, they wrote a book called Poop to Gold, and it is fantastic.
oh, that's hilarious. Like
Do you remember
couch
those
to
Goldilocks
5K.
commercials for purple mattresses?
Yes, of course.
Same people.
Yeah. Yeah. Poop
Yeah.
to gold. All right.
There's a whole
Those are
art right
two.
there.
So the first tip was don't put your offer on social.
Don't post your offer. That is not a strategy.
That is not without a strategy behind it.
Yeah.
And then the second is don't do Facebook ads.
Yeah,
That's
the
great.
second is Facebook ads is also not a strategy.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think the third, hold on, let me see what I put in my slides here. I'll give you guys a little preview of what
Okay.
I
The
put in my
third nugget.
slides as like the biggest mistakes.
Okay. Poop to
Let me
gold. I love that.
well, so the third I'll say is have a repeatable playlist of things that work.
You did say that.
Measure
Now,
them each week
okay, when you
and
say repeatable playlist, all
mhm.
right, to me that means I'm going to throw in the diet industry and nutrition and exercise industry because that's
Yeah.
what we're in. Um, you know, the bottom line is when you start a diet of any kind, the reason why it doesn't work is because you're not consistent. You're not doing it on repeat.
Mhm.
You're getting
Mhm.
bored. You're getting sidetracked. If you're me, I'm speaking from experience. It's true. That's why it's so hard to lose weight because you have to do it. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You have to do it for a long. You have to do something different for a
Mhm.
pretty long time.
Mhm.
And so what you're talking about is that repeat to it's almost boring. That
Yeah. Yeah, let it
it's staying the
become like this
course.
thing that you do. It would be like meal prepping every week. Like, let
There
it
you go.
be a thing
Let
that
it
you do that just kind of like comes
out of habit.
automatically and then measure the results just like you're weighing yourself, just like
I love that.
you're journaling how you feel and what your hormone levels are, whatever else.
Whatever it
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
same thing. You got to track.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you going to talk more about that in your next at the 3 o'clock, at the 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock
Yeah,
Eastern time
so
thing?
4 o'clock Eastern, drop your email, address if you want in there, slide
Okay.
deck. Even if you can't make it at 4, you guys, I am gonna send the recording out, so go ahead and give me your email address.
Oh, that's good.
Um, I've got a slide deck, I've got actionable items in there, we're gonna do Q&A, so if something wasn't clear or if you need more of, like, an action item going forward, I'll give you that, and then I'll talk about the Social Sales Academy that I'm opening up, and
Oh,
we're gonna
I
be
didn't know that.
over the next
Social
12 months.
Sales Academy. I love it.
Social Sales Academy. That's where we're going to like really figure out how this works for your specific
Fun.
business and put everything on rinse and repeat. And you leave with your process, with more sales, with the
That's
things that
great.
work, with the knowledge of how to have the conversations once you get people engaged, all of it.
And instructors know this or trainers know this because they do the same thing for their clients. They
They
say,
know like how to bring
well,
somebody in and get them
Well, how to
results.
well, yeah, how to like they're saying to their customers or their whatever, their clients, the same thing you're saying to them. Stick
Mhm,
to your intermittent fasting or stick to your blah blah blah, your protein shakes and
mhm.
your fiber and your whatever it is.
Yeah, such a good point.
And like Janet, my trainer, saying to me, keep doing your lunges, Denise, and you'll be able to get down low and you'll build your glute strength and all that kind of stuff. If I just sit there whining about it, it's not going to change anything. Or doing a lunge once a week,
Yeah.
that's equivalent to spraying and
Praying and
praying, praying.
praying.
It is like one lunge once a week. How my butt looking? So, anyway, so this is great. Really, really great, Kelly. I
Thank
love
you.
these. So let's repeat them. Tip number one, do not put an offer on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok without an overall strategy.
Yeah.
Tip number two, stay away from Facebook ads at this point.
Mhm.
And tip number three, create your repeatable playlist. And what that means is some series of things that you do either manually or automatically.
Mhm.
And Kelly's going to tell you what those are at 4 o'clock Eastern time.
You
Man, I
you
learned a
are a
lot.
great interviewer.
Why, thank you. And I learned a lot. I might want to come in on this academy, social sales academy. I find this very fascinating, all this stuff. I do.
Did you hear that? You get access to Denise and Bessie if you join the Social Academy. You heard
No,
it
I
here
would I
first.
would like to. I mean, I find it very interesting. I do. It's great.
I would
Very
love to
cool.
have you there. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Well, I think that about wraps it up. I sound
Yeah.
like the
Love
TV
it.
show. Well, that about wraps it up.
What
Um,
links do you wanna give them? I know we've got the Vibes Music app link in the description of the
yes.
show. If you just scroll up, it's
I
on top
do
of this
want I
video.
want to say one thing. If you're still teaching virtual and you're looking for video music, we have a special right now on our royalty free. So we still have royalty free music as well
Mm,
as our vibes music, but
mhm.
our royalty free music is on sale. We have a code, Spring Has Sprung. That's the code. And you get, I think it's like half price, 50% off. But
Ooh,
I'll send you
and
the link.
that's for people who are doing video, they can use it, they do not need to buy
It,
that higher level license, but it's only the royalty free, it's only the stuff that's tagged as
right.
virtual inside the app.
Yeah. Well, actually, what we have is we have what's called a studio toolbox, and we
Uh-huh.
have almost 300 premixes of varying beats per minute, varying styles of music, and that kind of stuff. But it's called Studio Toolbox, and it's on sale for the month of April. So please, if you're interested, or just email us hello@musclemixes.com. We can tell you more about it. That's probably
Love
the best
it.
way. Hello@musclemixes.com. But I will send you a link right now. I can't get in there. I can't post a link.
I don't know why it does that to you, but I'm posting it
Yeah,
for you.
nice.
Okay, and my
Um,
thing is you guys come into this training at 4 o'clock if you are interested in learning more about social selling. I'm doing my free 3-day Make Money as a Coach blueprint next week. That link is right here,
all right.
learn.fitprosconnect.com. That is all about creating your specialized program so that you can stop doing all the hourly and per session work,
I'm
stop
really excited. I
exhausting
love.
yourself doing hours, and instead bring groups together, get your business more efficient, more effective,
I
and
do
live
want
your
to
life.
add one more thing at the end here, if you don't
Yeah.
mind. The beginning of this year, I don't know if you believe in this stuff, but I do. So who cares? Um, at the beginning of this year, I went to an angel party. Don't ask. And in this party, there were like 15 people, and we each had to pick something out of a hat that a message from the angel, whatever, you could call it whatever you want. But my message for the year was the word intention, just one word. Everybody picked one word. So I think what you're saying, Kelly, is to be intentional. And for
Mhm.
me, I think it's intentional in marketing, intentional about how you train your clients, but mostly with social selling.
Mhm.
If you're just using social media to have fun and connect with other people for fun, who cares what you post, right? But
Mhm.
or what you do. But what you're talking about is be intentional, be so laser focused on what it
Mm.
is you want to accomplish,
Amen.
right?
Yes. Yes.
And that's it. So I
Yeah,
love that. I love that. And that's
exactly.
why I think I might jump in on that academy. I like it.
All right.
This was fun. I
It
like
was so
interviewing
fun.
you. You're a good interviewee.
Okay, so with that, we will see you guys next week. We will be back here to
Who do we
talk
have next week?
about,
We have
let's
Are we
see,
interviewing anybody next week?
you know who we have? my
Yeah.
trainers,
Who
Kathy
is it?
Endelman and
Oh,
Stacy
awesome.
Vachon.
All right.
And
Sounds
it's
good.
going to be on how getting coached makes you a better coach.
All right. Will you send me information so I can promote it to my peeps?
I sure will.
That would be great. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
Kelly.